taut and hot.
I'm looking at the screen and saying nothing. Kind of dark in here. Good morning. Hey, it's Friday. Yeah. It's Friday, May 27, 2022. Memorial Day weekend. The time when you get a lot of dipshits saying Happy Memorial Day weekend as if they have no fucking clue about the meaning of the weekend. It's not a happy weekend. It's a happy Friday. It's always happy to be Friday. Memorial Day weekend is about remembering the dead who gave their lives in service of the country. That's the point of this weekend. Nobody will be really honoring that. We will be having barbecues. We'll be rocking out at the beach. Not me. I'm supposed to be rocking out at the beach tonight, but we're probably going to get rained out. But barbecues, beer, broads, bimbos, whatever you want to say. Everything with a B, but no real memorializing. It's just a excuse to start the summer, and nobody's. Oh, we honor beer. Beer. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to have a party? Have a fucking party. Memorial Day weekend is not a happy occasion. Don't give me the happy Memorial Day. Oh, happy Friday, by the way. Hope you had a great week. You made it through the week. And I hope you have a great summer. Looking forward to summer if we have one, if the world doesn't end, if we don't kill each other. I know I'm just a ball of joy and happiness on this happy Memorial occasion. Starting off with it's just not not in the best state of mind today. Joey Petroni will be my guest at 10 a.m. today. Joey Petroni, Long Island comedian, podcaster, radio talk show host, tower climber, and Petroni. Um, just on that all around good guy, Long Island guy from Gov's Governor's Comedy Club. He will be joining me. I got to put up the Gov banner. That reminds me. Um, he'll be joining me at 10 a.m. and we'll find out about what he's up to now. I don't know if he's still got a show on WGBB, but he does have a show on Governor's Podcast. Um, and does regular stand up at Governor's Comedy Club, all three of locations. Anyway, started off this morning. We're in a fight already, an online fight, just because I'm so sick of this fucking prick, snob ass punk, Friedman, Friedman, one of Joe Rogan's cocksuckers. Oh, he's in a fucking beautiful mood this morning. No, Lex Friedman is he's a suck up to Joe Rogan. He's a guy who is a MIT graduate. I believe he teaches at MIT. Smart kid, but smart is not always the best way to go in life. You can be smart and not all that wise, all that pleasant, and really just suck your own dick most of your life. And that's what Lex Fridman does. And so he just tweeted out this morning. Yeah. And this is the guy who does nothing for society except suck Joe sticks. Where is he now? Lex, where are you? I gotta read your fucking self-serving tweet, you little prick. Fucking hate this kid. I hate this fucking kid. I'm sorry. I shouldn't hate anybody, but he fucking rubs me the wrong way because he's so fucking full of himself. Tweets and replies. Here we go. What did he say? He said, if you're struggling today, hang in there. We're in this together. Really? Are we, Lex? What the fuck are you doing for humanity? What the fuck did you ever do or will you ever do for anybody except yourself or Joe Rogan? Really? Stop. Stop with your bullshit. You do nothing for nobody. You're in this for you. And so I am expecting some kind of flaming wars going back and forth. But I'm just sick of this fucking kid and all this fucking bullshit, all this self-serving bullshit. Um, People are, if you notice, and you probably try to not notice, try to avoid this stuff, right? But the talk about the events of this week are starting to wane just ever so much because the weekend's here. Okay, we have this terrible tragedy on Tuesday, most of Tuesday afternoon through Tuesday night into Wednesday. People are on fire. We got to do something about this. It's time we finally address this problem. It's enough is enough. We're sick of it. Wednesday, little bit less on that. People still hurting, grieving, talking to politicians. We've done enough. We got to do something. We this is happening too much. We got to do something to stop it. Now the Republicans are urging there's big solution. They offer thoughts and prayers just a little bit. The big solution they're offering now is one door. The one door solution. Have you seen the movie The Dirty Dozen? The Dirty Dozen is a movie where America is going into and let's face it, America did nothing alone in World War II. But in the movie, it's America against the Nazis, and there are Nazis held up in a chateau in Germany, and the idea is to get them all into the basement where there's one door, and they can start a fire, lock that door, and start a fire and kill them all. Apparently, no Republican has ever seen that movie because one door, and there have been plenty of disasters in our history that we would know about. Fire. When there's one door, that's why they have fire escapes. That's why they have extra doors. When there's one door, more people are likely to die in any kind of tragedy than ever before. So this idea about floating one door, it's probably less effective in stopping this nonsense than thoughts and prayers. And thoughts and prayers do absolutely nothing to solve the problem. So here we are. They've been called on their thoughts and prayers bullshit. And the next stop is to make things even worse by making it a death trap, offering one door. One door, one way in, one way out. Fire, even gunfire. You imagine 600, 800 kids running for one door while a guy's opening fire with an automatic weapon. This is the Republicans' plan. Now, they're not willing to talk about any measure of gun control. We have the Second Amendment, a right to bear arms shall not be infringed. No, in order to maintain a well-established militia, well-organized militia. Are you a well-organized militia? I can tell you. I'll answer that for you. It's a rhetorical question. No, you are not a well-organized militia. No individual is a well-organized militia. I don't want to grab everybody's gun. I don't want to take every gun in America. But I do want to make it impossible for an 18-year-old who's still in school to get as many automatic weapons as they possibly can get. I'm all fired up about this, and I don't want to. The purpose of this show is to get away from the news and forget about life for a while. But here we are, and we're seeing like we're going nowhere. You can already sense that by the middle of next week, this will be forgotten about. We'll be moving on to the next thing. Hopefully, the next thing isn't another one of these. Uh, we're not talking about the fact that the economy is about to fucking blow up, even though we have very low unemployment, very low people out of work right now, less people on unemployment, but also less people out of work. We have extremely high gas prices driving inflation on just about everything. All prices going through the roof. And we're not talking about that. We have still a potential for World War III happening over on the other side of the planet there. And what do we care about? We care about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and we care about talk show hosts crying over um, putting on displays, acting over tragedies. Jimmy Kimmel coming on, giving an impassioned speech and crying about it. I feel the pain. I felt the pain on Tuesday, which is why I didn't do a show on Wednesday. People are fucking phony. Happy Memorial Day. Yeah. Do you know what Memorial Day is about? How is it happy? It's happy because you're going to the beach. It's happy because you're going to get drunk. That's not what the meaning of Memorial Day is. I hate to break it to you. Memorial Day is about remembering those who died in service of the country. So if you're in another country, Memorial Day means nothing to you. It should not. And then if you're in America, it really means nothing to you because you never understood the meaning of it, because that's why you're going to greet me with that. Happy Memorial Day. Here we are. I'm in a weird fucking mood today because I'm going to get rained out on my gig tonight because I have a Happy Memorial Day gig. Happy Memorial Day. If anybody says that, if the gig goes on tonight and it doesn't get rained out, and one person says Happy Memorial Day to me, I'm going to fucking kick them in the balls. And if they don't have balls, I'll get them a pair of balls and then kick them in it. I'm sorry. Am I being a little too curmudgeon-y this morning? It's Friday morning. You got through a week. Weekend is here. That's good news. A long weekend, 3-day weekend. Uh, Happy summer. It's my favorite season. That's the way to say it, Tina. It is my favorite season, too. Uh, Happy summer. Yeah, this is the unofficial start of summer. Doesn't feel like summer here on Long Island today. It feels damp. It's not cold. It's what do we have? 60 degrees or something. Let me check this. Checking the local weather. It's Storm Napo with local weather report. Whatever. I can't. I hate this new fucking phone. I'm fucking curmudgeon up the ass today. 61 degrees. Not exactly summer. 61 degrees is early spring. Anyway, looking forward to a summer, hopefully. Hopefully we don't kill each other. Hopefully we'll get through this summer. But not off to a great start with all the tragedy and stuff we've been dealing with. And I promise you, by the middle of next week, we'd have thrown our arms up in the air and said, we give up. Nothing's going to change. Life back to normal. Let's pay $7 a gallon for gas and move on and watch prices go through the roof. And I'm sorry. I got to get more positive. How do I switch gears and get into a positive mode for everybody? Well, Joey Petroni will be with us at 10 a.m. He'll bring some, I don't know. I don't know if comedy is in the offing today, but he'll bring some good vibes. Joey's a positive vibe guy. He's a rocker. He's a Long Island rock and roll DJ, comedian, podcaster, and all around magnificent person on Gov's radio. Let's see if Gov's changed anything coming up this weekend. Governor's podcast here on Long Island. We're a part of the Governor's, at least for now, until they actually listen to me and figure out what the hell I'm saying and say, wait a minute, what the fuck is this guy doing on our network? Somebody shut him up. So at least, and for now, I'm still there. Uh, Gov Governors, comedy clubs. Where are you, Gov? Oh, come on. You know what, Gov? What? I can't, because I can't type. That's the problem. Oh, Comedy Club. Here it is. Uh, just checking to see if anything has changed on the schedule at Governor's for the Bank. Good morning, Kat, you trooper, you, or with Call Man and Husky Boyo until I don't know, 10 o'clock last night, and now you're back again this morning. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. I hope you have a great start of your summer. I hope you have a great summer all around, but great start to the summer this weekend. Do not say, none of you people, not one of you, do not say Happy Memorial Day to me. Okay? Thank you. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Good morning. That kind of stuff. Let's go with that. Not say Happy Memorial Day. It's not a happy day. Anyway, Governors, let's see what's going on there this weekend. I don't think anything has changed, but let's see. Governor's main room. Make laughs, not war, in the giggle room. That's tonight. What is that about? I forgot now. Anna Zova, Blake Barty, and Katerina Shev will be at the giggle room at Levittown tonight. Mick Thomas will be in the main room. That hasn't changed. Um, Tomorrow night, Stand Up Comedy Showcase presents. I think Rob White is part of that. Our buddy Rob White, who's been on this show. Doesn't say so on that flyer, but I do believe he'll be there tomorrow night. Check with Rob. Uh, and that's it for the Levittown location for this weekend. Let's see, Drew Dunn tonight in Bohemia. Dom Herrera tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow night. Oh, Drew Dunn's there tonight and tomorrow night in Bohemia. Okay, so that wraps up Bohemia and Belmore at the brokerage. Quentin Higgs uh, tonight and tomorrow night. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. It goes same schedule. You never know because the Louis C.K. thing just popped up out of nowhere. Uh, Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Kelly. I noticed Kelly says good morning, Kat, but she doesn't even bother saying good morning to me anymore. It's very hurtful, completely hurtful. But totally understandable. Happy Friday, Kelly. Anyway, even though you don't say good morning to me, you say good morning to Kat. It break my heart that way. But I want to wish you a happy Friday, happy weekend. Glad you made it through the week. Hope you're not working this weekend. I can't imagine you would be. Who picks up their dry cleaning on Memorial Day weekend or drops it off? Uh, Thank you. Good morning. See, I gotta I gotta pull teeth to get a good morning around here. uh, Sugar Cat Loaf says I kept leaving and coming back. Those boys, they know how to talk endlessly. Well, I was thinking about this. I think we finally broke Brett Brock last night. He bailed. He couldn't take it anymore. He's like, I've had enough of you guys. I took a 3.5, 4 hour break in the middle, came back, and they were still doing it. I was surprised, even though I know them and I know their propensity to go long. Uh, I just I was surprised. I didn't think Carl would do it yesterday, especially without you know Jamie and Carl. Even though he drank, I think 11 beers, didn't was not showing any wear and tear for the um for all he drank last night, and they weren't 12-ounce beers. Now I do say he was drinking cans, 11 beers out of a can, and Coke. So if Alex Jones is right, God has a very small penis this morning because he's drinking Coca-Cola out of a can, drinking all that beer out of a can. You know what they're putting in that can? Monkeypox, monkeypox and small penis juice. Um, so if anybody sees Carl this morning, make sure you take a tape measure. Um, she says, "Good morning, Mike Kelly. You don't say that." Uh, yeah, but she already said good morning to me before she said morning, Mike Kelly. So you got to get here on time to catch these things, I guess. Before that, she said morning, dog. So that was before you were here. I think Brett has been getting drunk a little too early. He didn't seem drunk yesterday. Um, Had a while Carl stepped out to get some beer last night. That's the only reason I came back on. Carl said he needed to get out and get some beer, so I figured I'd come on, pop on, hold down the fort with Brett, give Brett somebody to talk to instead of leaving him there alone for 5 minutes while Carl runs down to some Brazilian bodega to get his beer. And I ended up staying another probably 3 hours or something, 2 hours. I don't know, it felt like a long time. I love Carl, but I have to say though, long. Those podcasts are long for me. Even this one is long for me. Um, but the conversational part of it, it's an hour and a half really. The first hour of this is just me talking endlessly about nothing. Um, I started off in a rage this morning. Oh, what a surprise. You in a rage? Curmudgeonly? No. Uh, Lex Fridman set me off this morning. You know who Lex Fridman is? If you don't, good for you. Good for you. Don't even find out. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not. I'm not even going to say the name again. I'm making myself giggle this morning. That's. I think I do that a lot though. Maybe I don't know. Weekend tomorrow here in Long Island, and I spend too much time talking about the weather here. I'm wondering if everything has calmed down across the nation. Tornadoes and um, droughts and fires, all that stuff. It all takes a break while we engage in political banter over tragedy. All those other. Oh well, we did have an earthquake in California this week. In Los Angeles, of all places, where it's probably the worst place in California. Well, San Francisco would be the second worst place, I guess. They've already had their big one 114 years ago, 116 years ago. Um, but Los Angeles can't afford to have one like that. Los Angeles, despite all the warnings, Los Angeles has built skyscrapers, tall buildings. Um, And every time I go to LA, I just think, "Do these people not hear? Do they not hear, the warnings that they've been given?" And they've had lots of shaking rock and roll times, with earthquakes, but, um, it seemed to be like saying, "Fuck you, come and get us." Um, but all those tragedies seem to take a break. All those natural tragedies, natural disasters seem to take a break whenever mankind fucks up his own world, which is what happened this week. It's snowing in Colorado, Tina says, uh, or did the other day, 6 inches. Well, 6 inches. If your daddy had 6 inches of snow, your son's only going to have 3 inches of snow if he drinks Pepsi or Coke. I'm sorry. Uh, he wasn't just shouting out, but I agree, Kel. What do you mean? What do you mean? He he just wasn't shouting out, but I agree, Kel. What? I've been getting. Oh, um, Brett. You mean? I didn't know. You asked Art Boy some good questions. Now I'm trying to think what I even asked Brett. Well, I was curious about his military. I didn't get to ask him because they just keep talking over each other. But I did want to ask why. About his military experience and why he joined, why he started in the first place. I did ask him if his father's service and his family's service had something to do with it. So I guess I did go down that a little bit, but I didn't get to really like why sign up for to go to a war that I don't know. For me, at least, it seemed like it was pretty obvious. Um, there was nothing to gain for America in Iraq. Uh, I don't even want to go down talking about that war, but I'm just curious what made a young man with so much fucking talent, not just art wise, but comedy wise, and just all around, just a really super talented, smart guy. What made him say, "Yeah, I got to go fight this war. Got to go put my life in danger for a cause that nobody is, certainly not me, nobody's going to benefit from." I still want to get those answers. I want to have Brett. See, here's my problem with asking Brett to be on the show. I know he's not a morning person, and this is an hour earlier for him. Not ideal, and he would be more suited for the evening program where I could do a serious uh, psychoanalytic psychoanalysis style interview with them. It's a conversation, but I do tend to get a little deeper on that stuff. But um, I'm not sure that would play well with him because for all what I've noticed is he is a little defensive. Anytime you start to dig a little on him to get under the surface to find out the real Brett, he turns it around on you and wants to. Well, I think your story is really interesting, and you got the most interesting. My stories are not that interesting. Let's be honest. I have a lot of stupid, crazy stories, but they're not that interesting. Um, so uh, he's deep. It's going to get serious. What do you mean, Brett? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yes, I agree. He's deep, but I don't know if he's willing to go deep. If that makes any sense. This is why morning is better. He will be too tired to spin it. Yeah, but then we won't really have the opportunity. That's the other part of it. We won't really have the opportunity to get to know the real Brett. We'll always see the surface Brett. Cold coffee is damn good coffee, by the way. I have to say. Didn't do enough plugging of that last night, even though I did some. Um, I'm on a mission to plug the hell out of cold coffee. Now, I will say, cold coffee, even though it's the best coffee in the world, might be a little too pricey for some people, especially in these times when people are paying, I don't know, $100 with a gallon for gas. Is that what it is? $100 a gallon now? Is that what it's up to today? It's just ridiculous. And unfortunately, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Maybe I won't say it. Is that's a revolutionary thought. Don't say something really stupid. "Oh, I gotta think about this. I have an option to say something really stupid and get myself in all sorts of hot water and be an asshole, or not say it. What should I do? Should I not say it? Hmm. Wow, what a novel thought that would be. Yes, I won't say it. I'm going to allude to the gas prices and why nobody's going to do anything about it now. I'll let you kind of fill in the blanks, however you might, however you will. What are the plans this weekend? While we're here together, just you and me, yeah, with the lights down low, soft romantic music on. It's just the what is it? The 14 of us who are in the room right now. What are your plans for the weekend, baby? What are you gonna do? You want to talk about it? You want to let me know what you got in mind? Um, what the fuck is that about? I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today. In a way, I have this gig at on the beach tonight. It's my favorite place left to play. Oh, I had a more favorite place, but we're kind of banned from that place for now. Long story. Not a necessary interesting story either. Long stories that aren't interesting are the ones you don't bother telling. But there was another place that was my absolute favorite place to play on Long Island. It's further away. I'm talking about Cedar Beach, it's what's now called the Salt Shack. It's over there by where the Gilgo murders are. Wow. Happy place. Um, but that's on the ocean. That was my favorite place to play. We're not welcome there. But now my current favorite place is on the bay, on this great South Bay. It's called Catch at Venetian Shores. And we have a gig there tonight, kicking off Memorial Day, kicking off this summer, Memorial Day weekend with the big happy Memorial time. uh, but it might get rained out. And I'm kind of weirdly torn. It's a long way away. It's a lot of work for me because I have to bring a light system and all, um, rock star lighting. 'Cause I couldn't figure out a better way to say to describe the lighting. Not these kind of well, it is kind of like the red and blue and green and all that kind of stuff lighting. But that's an extra part of setup and all that stuff. And it's a long way, and the weather's going to be shitty. And you know, 61 here on the North Shore um, is chilly, but 61 on the water probably be and at night will probably be down to 50 some odd degrees with the wind blowing in off the bay. Be very chilly night. Not a lot of people probably out, even though it's Memorial Day weekend. A smaller crowd than usual, um, and might be raining a little bit. So if it does happen, it's probably I'm already talking myself into a bad situation here. You can see it. I'm But, so I'm thinking, in a way, hell, I kinda want it to get rained out. I can't believe I'm saying that. I would love it to be sunny out and do the gig like a summertime gig, but sans that, if it's gonna be like this, I almost want it to get rained out. I'm leaning heavily towards that. I'd probably say 70% of me wants it to get rained out. What is stand up Brett when he talked about being rusty at stand up and didn't know his character. I think that's the surface for sure. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. I I I, I heard that and I thought I was thinking about that because the two of them were talking for a while and I was being quiet. I didn't even realize you were still in the room then, Kelly. You guys are like stealth. You come and go and you're not talking for a while and we forget that you're there. It looks like the last comment you left was like an hour ago. Oh, she's probably gone now. So I didn't even realize you were still there at that point. Um, that was an interesting comment to me. Forgot my character. I don't think I've ever consciously thought about my character, and I'm surprised that any performer would need to. Forgot my character. That's a kind of a reveal, and I definitely caught me, last night. "Oh, you're listening now?" Of course, yeah. Um, it caught me by surprise. It caught me off guard, and I did think about that quite a bit, like, I forgot my character. Because to me, it either happens naturally and you just go into your performance character, your performance persona, or you don't, but you never think, "What do I need to be me? Who do I need to be?" Even when I was Hank Porter. What? I invented the character of Hank Porter in The Lonesome Cowboys. Hank was an old man when I was in my early 40s. Hank was, I believe, 73 when I started doing him. Um, but I'd never had to think about becoming Hank Porter. Once I put the Hank Porter clothes and white beard and white hair and the hat on, I just naturally started talking like Hank, and all of the mannerisms, all of the characteristics of the character, I never had to think about, "Oh, how do I be Hank?" And so that comment from Brett was very revealing, and I definitely wanna ask him more about that. Not sure he'd be willing to get gotta loosen him up. He's like that date that's not putting out. "Hey, baby, want a glass of wine? You need another glass of wine. Let's have another glass of wine. We'll try again in a half hour." I don't think the, morning show would be, long enough to get through to the real Brett. I'm not sure. His front got to get to the naughty goodness past the chocolate. Oh, okay. That's a good way to put it, I guess. But, I don't think, an hour is long enough to get to that point. That's what I'm saying. Because he don't put out easy. He's not a quick lay. One of my best friends, died a year ago today, and he's in my memories today, and, not to bring people down, I hadn't seen him, even though I still call him one of my best friends, hadn't seen him in 30, 32 years or something. Anyway, we were in bands together, we traveled together, we drove across the country together, we grew up together. We did so many things together, and then after a band, incident in 1991, he decided, he was gonna give up the rock and roll life, and he was moving to Arizona to start over again, uh, by himself, no plan on when he got there. He was just going to Phoenix, wanted to live in Phoenix for some reason. He'd never been to Phoenix. He didn't even know what it was like. Got it in his head that he should be living in Arizona. And he drove out there, and I remember me and Leo called him up one night. We were I was working an overnight in a security job in a airplane hangar, guarding guarding private jets. And my buddy Leo came up to hang out with me, and we called up Joey, and we were talking to him for over an hour, and I had a good conversation about what was going on in Arizona and stuff. And then a week later, we decided to call him back again, and got that number has been disconnected. And from that point, nobody ever heard from him again. Nobody. I mean, none of the people he was close with, even his family. He avoided his family for 30 years until he was dying. And then he let his little sister, who I used to date, he let her know, uh, what was going on with him, and then it turned out he had stage 4 lung cancer. When he found out he had 4 stage 4 lung cancer, he only had, like, 3 months to live, and he went very quickly. So he passed, exactly 1 year ago today. And I remember just not believing it, not believing it. It's just like, you know what? When you grow up with somebody and they're that much a part of your life, it's hard to accept they were actually really gone, even though I hadn't talked to them in 30 plus years. It's just hard to accept that he's not on the planet anymore. He's dust in the wind. And then that was how we kicked off Memorial Day weekend last year. And then Labor Day weekend, the Friday of Labor Day weekend, another one of my best friends who I traveled with, who was played music with, was in bands with, uh, he died suddenly. About to check himself into rehab, just went to sleep and didn't wake up. So last summer was bookended by two of my closest people I lived with, people I traveled with, was in bands together. We band of brothers just left the planet bookending last summer. So last summer was and we still were and we're still dealing with COVID to some extent. Last summer was even weirder than this one, still dealing with it. So last summer wasn't great. So I'm looking forward if we can have a summer this year. More I look at what's going on in the world, I'm a really fucking downer. Uh, Hard for me to believe anything positive is coming. It really is. It's hard for me to make plans. It's hard for me to feel like we're gonna have a summer. We're gonna get through this, and that's what set me off this morning and put me in this ranting, ridiculous mood. Is Lex Fridman saying, "If you're struggling today, just remember we're all in this together." No, we're not, Lex. What the fuck did you ever do for anybody but yourself? We're all in this together. That's a lot of fucking talk to make yourself feel like you're contributing, helping out in any way. You're not. All you're doing is putting out words to make yourself pump yourself up. And here's what he said: "If you're struggling today, hang in there. We're in this together." This is a guy who's never done anything for anybody but himself. He's a Joe Rogan's suck up, and made his fame off of Joe Rogan liking what he was talking about on his little MIT podcast, and that grew from there. And so now he's got this the same rotating guests as Rogan has, and he's part of that intellectual dark web, which is what they call themselves. But to say, hang in there, we're all in this together. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. What the fuck are you doing? How are you in this with me? I'll tell you. No, I won't tell you. I'll tell you what bothers me about that is because I know I'm making a serious effort at putting my life out there and getting in the trenches with some people who actually need help all the time. And to see some rich, snobby little fuckface who never did anything and never got dirt under his nails, never did anything for anybody but himself, saying we're all in this together. Yeah, that's not the way I want to fucking start off my morning. And I can giggle about it, but if I saw him, I'd spit on him. I'd spit on him, say, "You fucking arrogant little prick. Who the fuck are you in it for, really? You're in it for yourself. You've always been in it for yourself. You're a narcissist, an egomaniac, and a flat out punk. That's all you are. You're not doing anything to help anybody but yourself. There are people who are really hurting. And to say we're all in this together while you go live your elitist life, fuck you. I'm sorry. Am I being too down this morning? I know I am. I'm waiting for Kiara. She'll cheer me up. My Bible thumping, flat earthing, questioning everything. Uh, I guess partner in crime in a way. Her she's having a party first 1 year ago today. She gave birth to her son. I think today, yeah, the 27th is his birthday. So Sunday, she's having a birthday party for him, and I'll be performing for her family at this birthday party. Now, Mikey, my partner in music, is not going. He's letting me down. He's not showing up, so I'm going to be doing it myself. And everybody in Kiara's family is extremely talented. They can all sing. They can all play instruments. They all sing on key. Not like me. I make up my own key. That's not true. Uh, I can carry a tune, but I can't. I'm not a singer by any means. But they're all singers. They're all really good singers, and they're all really good players. And so I'm going to be faking my way as the entertainment in a room full of people who are all far more talented than me, without my security blanket or my partner there with me. And she won't be able to be singing with me because she'll be busy entertaining. On top of that, I don't even want to go where to bubble me out, but and share my bummer with you folks. My son's birthday's coming up Monday. Always a tough time. Always a tough time for me and his mother, and um, it's a really, really rough weekend. So all of that combined with little Lex tweaking me at 7:30 this morning, whatever it was, set me off in a bad day. And then I come back to got a few of those. Happy Memorial Day. No, oh, it's not a happy occasion. I'm happy. Happy summer. That's and Tina Lee said that. Happy start of summer. That's the way you should be if you're gonna spread happiness today. Happy summer. It's my favorite season, she said. Happy summer. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Not happy Memorial Day. Yeah, let's so happy that we're celebrating people who died in wars. Let's all be happy about all the war death. Yay! And the Blue Angels will be flying over a beach, and people will be saluting flags and convincing themselves they're patriots in some way. I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot because salute the flag. And right now, here's what you need to do. I'm telling you this. You need to go to mydogtv.com and buy a T-shirt. Keep us on the air because we're only way to keep up the good fight is keep us on the air. So go there and buy a T-shirt tonight. Let me show you what we got there. The T-shirts on My Dog TV. So you go. And way to make sure your penis stays big, not like your daddy. Uh, well, your daddy had a 12-inch penis, but not. Oh, wait, what is this? I just stumbled on Mind Dog Australia. I did not know about Mind Dog Australia. What the fuck is going on there, Australia? Um, I don't like that, Mind Dog Australia. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, we got shirts, folks. We got stuff. I forgot we even had this stuff because I don't really push it as much as Alex Jones pushes his stuff. But keep us on the air. Oh wait, Mind Dog tees and things. Here we go. Look at this. We got the Happy Minute T-shirt. Isn't that beautiful? Or we got the Partisan Survivor in women's sizes and women's for women, girls and stuff. Let me see. We got this one. Yeah, we're looking good over here. Let's see what we got here. We got Happy Minute merchandise, Partisan merchandise, beautiful bald man merchandise, all this kind of stuff. And you buy it, and you're gonna keep us on the air, keep up the good fight. Oh, look at that. You could put this bald mug right on your mug. How about that? And you keep it on the air, put it up a good fight. Then you could drink coffee out of this cold coffee. You could drink your cold coffee in this cup. But you can also drink Coca-Cola and take it out of the can so you don't get all that penis small, making your penis small stuff junk in there. And you put your Coca-Cola in the cup and keep us on the air for the good fight. That's all available from mydogtv.com. One thing is still very evident from last night. You need hugs. You call and Brett. I think I'll probably get if the gig happens tonight. I'll probably get lots of hugs. Lots of hugs. I don't want from people I don't want hugs from, but some people I do, and that's the mystery. Who's doing the hugging that he likes, and who's doing the hugging that he disdains? That's what. You know what? I never sent Kiara a link today, so no, I shouldn't be waiting on her. If I never sent her a link, I should do that right now. I forgot. All right, cut me some slack. Joey Petroni will be here at 10 a.m. I think you should wait for that because I think you're gonna like Joey. Joey's got a little more hair than me. Let's put it that way. A little more hair than me. Uh, Jackie Bartling texted me this morning, and he's on top of my text when I bring that up. So I'm texting Sierra the link this morning right now. Um, but Joey has a show, Good Times, Bad Times on Gov's comedy. Airs Tuesday nights at 6:30. I believe he's still got a show on WGBB 1240 AM, which is where I got my start in radio many years ago. Before I went to WNYG 1440, I went up to 200 hertz on the AM dial, which actually is down the dial from 1240 to 1440. It's a less powerful station. So I kind of downgraded my life to where I finally settled in, and then uh, got the boot, got banned, got thrown out. Anyway, I'm drinking cold coffee this morning. It's damn good coffee, even though it was not made by me. My wife accidentally made a good pot of coffee this morning. Either that or she was trying to be nice to me and made it a little extra strong, even though she doesn't like it that strong herself. Because I got a good woman. Uh, as much as I kid around about that stuff, I definitely have a woman who cares for me. I don't know where I'd be without her. So that's one thing I have to be grateful for this solemn holiday weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Oh boy. I'm gonna play the Coa coffee spot, get some fresh Coa coffee, and be right back before uh, the happy girl gets here. And then I have to put up with Bible thumping and flat earthing and God knows what other ridiculous conspiracy she's gonna bring to the table, and what passes for happy news in these times. Um, we'll see. I'm gonna play the spot. Please hang with me. I'll be right back. I'm not going away that long. You know I never do. It's a minute and 21 seconds flat. And let's see if I can get back in the chair in time. Cold coffee, best coffee in America, best coffee in the whole damn world, best coffee in the whole damn universe. I have actually checked with Uranus, and they say everything's coming out fine. But cold coffee, get yours now. This episode is brought to you by Koa Coffee. If you are a coffee connoisseur and want to experience the best coffee Hawaii has to offer, no blends, no compromise, try the true taste of aloha. Koa Coffee produces premium Hawaiian coffee, hand-picked, expertly roasted, and delivered from Hawaii to your door with aloha. From award-winning 100% Kona coffee grown on the slopes of the Mauna Loa volcano to the unique mocha beans of Maui, they strive to provide their loyal customers with the best quality and freshness. Since 1997, Koa Coffee has been known far and wide as a product of utmost quality, and their awards prove it. Koa Coffee was featured in Forbes' Top 10 Coffees of the World. This is the coffee Forbes called the best coffee in America. Find out what it's all about. Go to minddogtv.com/coffee. Hey, baby. I'm back. I am back. Anyway, it's really pronounced Uranus, even though we like to say Uranus. It's pronounced Uranus. So it's changing again. Man, this forecast just keeps messing with me. 40% chance of rain today, which is down from 60%. And right now it's saying 69 degrees, which is much better than 61. But tomorrow now is 50% chance of rain, where just a little while ago, tomorrow was clear. And we were going to get tomorrow's outdoor gig in at the Long Island Yacht Club. Ooh, fancy. Um, so, freaking weather forecast keep changing. I don't like that. I want to know. I want to know what's going on. People are bothering me about business stuff. Funwise Capital, who sponsors my evening program, just sent me an email about a webinar they're having tomorrow night, Saturday night, during Memorial Weekend. Who the fuck is going to uh, and they want me to, a webinar on Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day Saturday night. 69 is divine. As if your dad would say that to you, I'm sorry. He just, I would. A man should never say 69 is divine to his daughter. I'm sorry, Kelly. I would. Your dad needs a smack. I mean, come on. I could see saying that to your wife, or a young lady who's not your daughter. Oh, come on. What's his number? I'm going to call him right now. Let's see. Calling Kelly's dad. Um, let's see. Wait, one ringy dingy. Ringy dingies. Three ringy
So,
dingies. Hello, is this Kelly's dad?
yeah,
Why would you say such a thing to your daughter?
because she's a shithead.
No, she's not. She's a sweet girl. No, just to be fair, this is not her dad on the line. I just had to call somebody and say what was going on. How you doing this weekend? I'm just killing time. I figured I'd call you. Why? Because you're there. You answer when I call.
Who's Kelly?
Kelly is a young lady who listens to the program. I know her from Twitter. But her dad said, because I was talking about the temperature, it's 69 degrees here in Lindenhurst, where you are, 69 degrees. And she said 69 is divine, as my dad would say. Now, this guy's talking to his daughter and saying 69 is divine. Is that out of line or what? Would you ever say 69 is divine to your daughter?
No,
No, no.
no.
She said he said it to everyone though. He's dead. Well, I could still call a dead guy.
Oh,
I have the dead guy hotline. Anyway, so it looks like we're gonna get rained out tonight at the gig. I was looking
oh,
for I was looking forward to coming down there and hanging with you, if you know what I mean. But
yeah.
it looks like I'm gonna get rained out, and I'm actually like 60-70% hoping it gets rained out for some reason, because you know I like playing that gig. I love Catch Venetian Shores, but if it's rainy and cold out, and it's a lot of work and it's a far travel, it's not so much fun, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So even though if it was sunny out, I'd be all psyched up about we're going down there and play. And now it's not sunny out. It's going to be cold on the beach and a little bit rainy if it goes through at all. And then I got to bring lights and all that extra crap I got to set up.
You got any more gigs there this year?
Oh yeah, plenty.
Oh, all right, good. I thought you weren't doing the beaches. I thought they jammed you up.
The other places that Fred owned that other
Oh,
people bought in, but
hey,
this Frank who bought this one still likes us. But Cedar Beach and all the other Tobay Beach and Shinnecock and all those other places, we're on the outs with all of them.
oh, that sucks. Do they know that you played all the time?
Yeah, and they know we played those. You know, that was our mainstay for years and years. Every summer we would play 3 gigs a week at those places, and we always did well. We always did better than any other bands there as far as cash in the cash register. We were the prime earners for those places. I don't know. It's politics and stuff. They all have their other bands, but whatever it is, they don't like us. I know one time the guy, the Tiki Joe's guy, the guy who does the Mashut and West Hampton Beach places. We had a Memorial Day kickoff gig, but it was a Thursday night, or when he first took it over from Fred. Thursday night, we started playing there. It was windy and cold and rainy, and not many people showed up. And his first impression of the band was we were using two subs. One guy who was a drummer who was sleepy, slow, sleepy, no energy guy. Mikey shows up. Now this is the guy first impression of us. Mikey goes over. He was just starting and singing a song, and Mikey's got papers in his hand. And he goes over to shake somebody's hand, and the papers get knocked out of his hand in the wind, and he's running all over the place trying to pick up his papers and stuff. And the guy's just looking at, this is an unprofessional act. And that was the last he ever dealt with us.
You
So
don't do so.
we don't do so good at all. We were a clown act.
You got to get a paper clip.
Yeah.
You need a clipboard.
You
You need
wear
a
some
clipboard.
nice clothes and get a paperclip.
You need a clipboard.
Oh yeah, I can still picture it now because Mikey thinking it's all funny, but I'm like, dude, you're making a really bad impression for us here. But
Oh,
he don't know. He's oblivious. Anyway,
no, that's a good gig. Oh,
I know it was one of the best gigs, especially that Mashut one, because there's some money out there. That's the Hamptons.
yeah.
Yeah, that was, I like playing
Oh,
where there's money. We're at the yacht club in Babylon tomorrow, but then now they just changed the weather report. It was clear tomorrow, and now it's going to be 50% chance of rain for tomorrow. So that one's up in the air too. It is what it is. All right, I'm letting you go. I just wanted to make people think I was calling Kelly's dad, and I knew you would answer.
all right.
All right. See you later. Bye.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right. Time to get happy. Happy Friday. Happy summer. Happy times are here. Let's bring in the flat earth and Bible thumping Kiera right now. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Don't you dare say Happy Memorial Day to me, because I'll come over there and smack you.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Because Memorial Day is not a happy occasion. See,
Oh.
what's wrong with that? Memorial
yeah.
Day is
Yeah.
about remembering the dead, people who died in
Oh,
service
yeah.
of the country. When people say Happy Memorial Day, I just want to spit on them.
So what should we say? Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Well, yeah, it's Memorial Day. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Some, and all that stuff. But actual Memorial Day, Monday,
Yeah.
it's a very solemn,
Right.
solemn thing.
Right. Yeah, I never know what to say.
So I'm not going to say, some women are really defensive about naming their children on the internet and all that stuff. So I won't say your son's name, but is today his first birthday?
Mm-mm.
No, I thought it was actually today.
No.
Huh. My son's birthday is Monday.
Right.
Monday,
Oh,
yeah.
on Memorial Day. Okay.
Yeah. I remember it very well. It was 90 degrees out, and we were going for a walk, and she was late, and we were going for a walk to try to,
Right.
make it happen, and it was hot, and then she went into like a 17-hour labor.
Wow.
She didn't want to give it up.
Wow.
It was scared. I think fear, the mental condition of women when they're giving birth has a lot to do with how labor goes and all that stuff. I still got my number one coach from my Lamaze class shirt, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't a smooth. I was losing my patience. I went out to listen to an ending of the ball game while.
Oh yeah. I remember you said that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a long process, and if you get to the hospital right away, there's really nothing to do until you're ready to
we
push.
got to the hospital too early, I think. She
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they say to just go when your contractions are 2 minutes apart. I showed up early, and
You
I was
did?
there for 21 hours.
21
time.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a long time. So
Yeah. Gonna have more?
I don't know. This world is crazy. So
Yeah, it is,
I'm not
isn't it?
really sure. But
I know. Well, I got off a really weird start here this morning, and I was ranting and angry and curmudgeonly, like I always am, grumpy. But one guy who is he's an elitist little snob who's had the world kind of handed to him. And I tweeted this morning on Twitter, if you're feeling down today, hang in there. We're all in this together. And I just,
Yeah. Who?
oh. Lex Fridman, you probably don't know that name.
No.
He's
I didn't know that.
a MIT grad who was a podcaster. He's in the Joe Rogan circle of intellectual dark web. But he's a guy who is never done anything for anybody but himself. Egotist, narcissist, little punk. You know, an MIT guy. He's smart, very smart, but that's not enough in this world. There's a line in Harvey. You know the play movie Harvey. No.
Yes, vaguely.
Harvey's about a 6-foot rabbit that and only Elwood Tweedout could see.
Yeah.
Elwood's line is, my mother used to say, Elwood, she always called me Elwood. She said, Elwood, she'd say, in this world, you can be oh so smart or oh so pleasant. I've chosen pleasant. Me, I've chosen pleasant.
Right.
Well, in between, if I had to choose one or the other, which am I, smart or pleasant, I'd have to go with pleasant, even though I'm not that pleasant, because I'm certainly not smart. Anyway.
Okay.
So, are you excited about not having a gig tonight, or having a gig tonight in the rain and cold on the beach?
I was hoping we would have a gig. I don't know now. They keep changing the weather. So
yeah, they keep changing the weather. That was what I was just ranting about before I made that call to Kelly's dad, because Kelly said 69. I was talking about the weather, and I said 69 degrees is the forecast for Lindenhurst tonight. And she said 69 is divine, as my dad would say. And I said, wait a minute, that's not something for a father to say to his daughter. A father should never. So I made believe I was calling her father. I was calling Ralph. But so it's the, I think, 4th year anniversary of when we met.
Right.
We found you 4 years ago today, I believe it was May 27th. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I told that story to Carl last night on his podcast. Carl did another 8.5-hour podcast last night, and I was telling him about the whole, because he's been investigating my YouTube channel and the history of the band and all that kind of stuff, and because I did. Because he's just interested, in the music and stuff. But he knew that I had mentioned in the past I had a rule when I ran the band, when I was the CEO of the band. No chicks in the band. And then Mikey let Janet in, and we got used to that, and I grew very fond of having Janet in the band. But then Mikey fired her because she was not putting us first. She had her Neil Diamond tribute band. She had a couple other tribute bands she was working with, a Cher tribute band she was working with. And if gigs came up, she would always ditch the Rockin' 45s to go sing backup in a Neil Diamond tribute. So that pissed Mikey off. So he fired her. And then I was like, good, no chicks in the band, right? And 2 weeks later, you showed up.
It was 2 weeks later.
And then he called me up and said, "Yeah, that girl from Cats, she's gonna come over. We're gonna rehearse. Gonna rehearse. What's this? Oh yeah, we give it a shot." I said, "What happened to no chicks in the band?"
Oh, I thought it was years later. I didn't know it was so fresh.
No,
it was a fresh wound.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That makes sense. I thought Lisa was in the band because Lisa was singing that day.
She wanted to be in the band, but Lisa, I love Lisa. She's a very nice, sweet person. But there are times when she just becomes Reagan from The Exorcist. Her head starts to spin around, and she becomes demonic in some way when she's singing. That. You haven't witnessed her when she's channeling some other energy that is not Lisa Polizzi. She gets
into it. She gets into it. I thought she was awesome.
Beyond getting into it, she transforms. It happens a lot in the Janis Joplin stuff. I'll admit that, but there are just some times where something happens. Her eyes flip around, her head spins around, and she becomes a whole different person. It's like, whoa, what the hell is that? No, I didn't. I love when she comes up and sings a song or two, but to have her in the band, I think I probably would have retired at that point. I
Oh.
wouldn't have to.
Oh.
And then so you've been in the band 4 years now. This is your 4-year anniversary. Congratulations, you.
Thanks. Do I get something? Do I get like
You
a
get
plaque?
a trip around the flat Earth.
Okay.
All the way around.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
around.
There goes the coffee out my nose. I'm sorry about that, folks.
Cold coffee out the nose is the best
Cold
way.
coffee out the nose. Cold coffee is the best coffee to shoot out your nose. If you're gonna shoot coffee out your nose, you want to do cold coffee. So I have a comedian coming on in a little while, Joey Petroni. Ever hear of him?
Is this a real guy?
He's a real guy, Joey Petroni. Joey Petroni, Joey Petroni, Joey Petroni. I can't believe that's your name. You don't know Joey Petroni?
No.
Looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm not
What's
crazy.
going on here? Is it nobody's coming on?
No, Joey
Petroni.
Joey Petroni's coming on. Joey Petroni he works at Govs. He's a stand-up comedian who works at Govs, but he also has a show called Good Times, Bad Times on Govs Radio Network, which we're all on right now. He had a show on WGBB Radio. I'm not sure if he's still doing that. GBB AM in Babylon, New York, formerly in Freeport, New York. So yeah, and guy with hair,
big hair. Oh, nice hair. Okay.
Rock and roll hair. He got rock star long hair and a beard.
Okay. Is he old? Is he young?
I think he's. If I would guess, I'd probably say late 30s, 40, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he still has big hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he's into Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister is his go-to song. I forget what it was. It's not. We're not going to take it. Another go-to. Did Twisted Sister have another big hit that I'm
I was trying to think. I'm like,
I don't think nothing that I would know. That's the only thing I know.
No, there's one more. Let's think about it. Twisted Sister songs. We're not gonna take. I Wanna Rock.
Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it. I Wanna Rock.
Yeah.
I Wanna Rock.
I think that's.
I gotta rock.
The only two I know. Yeah, my father. Yep,
Mike Zinn says I want to rock. Mike Zinn knows. Mike Zinn actually knows Dee Snider and used to do a show with Dee Snider's son. I think Dee Snider's son kind of has taken a hiatus from the show that Mike Zinn does called the Live Stream of Consciousness. So it looks like Mike's doing it on his own now. But so he knows them guys. So I take his word for it. I Want to Rock is their other big hit. But Dee Snider is kind of he's still kind of big on Twitter. Like people, it's weird. If you have two songs, you can be like sustain a 40-year career off of that and have like a major following.
One-hit wonders. Yeah. Two-hit wonders.
A two-hit wonder.
One album wonder.
Yeah. Well, Twisted Sister was big on Long Island for a long, long time before they actually made it big, and there were some doubts that they were in every other. In those days, they had lots of Battle of the Bands, and radio stations would sponsor those Battle of the Bands, and they were in all those contests when I was a kid. I think that was even before Dee Snider was with them. They had a singer called Amyl Nitrate. Not anal nitrate, amyl nitrate. And I used to go to see them at Cheers when I was a kid, and they were big on Long Island. But then Zebra made it, and then they made it, but they had that one video of We're Not Gonna Take It. I think that's their real big hit. I don't really know I Want to Rock, except I've heard Joey Petroni play it on his show. What was Mike saying? They actually have a great career. Check out their documentary.
There's a documentary on everything now. You can watch a documentary on my neighbor putting her clothes on. I don't know.
Really? I'd
I don't
like
know.
to see
There's
that.
a documentary.
Is she hot?
Uh-huh.
Is she hot?
Yeah, she's pretty good looking. But,
All right, I want to see that documentary. What's it called? I Got Dressed This Morning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I woke up
If
like
I play it
this.
backwards, though, it's gonna be really cool because it's gonna watch her getting undressed.
Right. Right.
Play it in
Because
reverse.
it's. Yeah.
When you're like me, you got to take your treat drills where you can get them, man. Wherever you can get
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. I guess.
Which is why you're here to bring me happy news, because it's like a cheap thrill,
Yeah. I
right?
guess. Yeah.
There's Joey Petroni's little. I'm gonna keep that up for a while. Joey Petroni, that's his Facebook page. People can check out joeypetroni.7. I don't know why the .7. There's 7 Joey Petronis on Facebook, I guess.
Joey.Petroni.7.
Petroni.7. But yeah, it's a musical name. Petroni, 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 Petroni. You don't. You're not with me on this.
Is this from the 30s, the 1830s?
No,
The song
no. There's
before I was
Joe
conceived.
Piscopo used to have a bit with Tony DeNono. Tony DeNono, 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 DeNono. Tony DeNono, I can't believe that's your name. And Tony DeNono is a mob boss, and he ends up whacking the singer. Anyway,
In real life?
in the bit that Joe Piscopo did. I'm not allowed to play that. I would play it, but it would get me banned from YouTube.
Matt, do you know the Tony DeNono song? No.
You feeble, just
Maybe he does.
maybe he does. Joey, the Deftones featuring Joe Piscopo.
The Deftones featuring Joe Piscopo. He's heard of the Deftones.
What is Matt doing right now? Is he reading the paper and having breakfast? Is that what he does while you do this segment?
Sometimes. Right now, he's putting together christening boxes, like party favors, because we're running out of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he just
What
made
do you
me my
mean running
tea.
out of time? You got 2 days.
I know, but we had to do like 50 of them, and we only did like 20. And it takes a while because, I was cheap because I was going to have them custom made. It was going to cost me $300.
Oh, no.
So I got like these little cardboard boxes, but they didn't come as boxes. You got to fold them and put the ribbons on and put stuff in the box. Take forever.
All right. I don't want to be, I don't want to be whatever I want to be. Okay. But this birthday party is not for your son.
Yeah,
it's for you and your family. What? He's gonna? He's
oh
1 year
yeah,
old.
I know what you mean. Yeah, actually, I hate crowds and I hate big parties, and I am not looking forward to this. But yeah, it's more for the baptism and for the family, and yeah. But I'm just not looking forward to it. I don't even
baptism. How's he being baptized? He's not Catholic, is he?
Matt's Catholic, and so
Yes.
Yeah. What
so
is
he's going to be baptized Catholic?
I think of baptism as a blessing. I know the lady.
Who's doing the baptism? It's not a priest. Is it a priest?
Is it a priest that baptizes? Not necessarily. Oh, I always like the kids to get baptized because I feel it's a blessing. But the lady from the church was like, she called me and said, because I'm not Catholic, so I don't know how it really works. And she said, well, what religion are the godparents? Because one of them has to be Catholic. And I'm like, I don't know. But
who are the godparents? Do I know them? I don't know them, right?
Yeah, Tony DeNono.
Tony DeNono. You want to see Tony DeNono? I'm going to get myself banned for playing this Tony DeNono.
Why does it sound familiar now? I don't know.
Tony DeNono. I had a guy named Tony DeStefano or something on. And I would bust in his chops with that forever. I don't know why. I get like obsessive about these things. I'm just very weird with this stuff. Let's see here. I'm going to skip ad.
Let's see.
Oh, Johnny. How long we know each other? 30, 35 years. Just the bootleg days. You show me no respect. Come here, you want to talk business in front of my family. And on my special day, You want to talk business with me?
Really hard to see it.
Come to the office Monday morning.
I don't have my glasses.
I apologize to you and your family, Mr. Denono.
Give my blessings to your wife.
Is this from a music video or a movie?
It will be. It's a
My
little
wish
bit like a Joe
Come
Piscopo
around,
special.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Denono. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Looks like it's from a movie. Looks like Goodfellas, kind of.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Ray Liotta passed yesterday. In case you don't know, but
He
you know.
did?
Yes.
He did?
The singer's gonna get.
Oh my gosh.
How many times you gonna ask me? I don't know.
I did not know that.
This the Denono birthday party? Yep, yes it is.
Ray Liotta passed away yesterday.
A little affectionate, huh?
Who do you think you are?
For the entertainment.
Yeah, it's my favorite
And we're
movie.
the Deltones. At your service.
Get to the
Is that Ray
point,
Liotta
these
right there?
Deftones.
Where'd you pick
That
up
looks like Ray Liotta.
My kids like him.
Mr. Denono's been waiting for you.
Mr.
And he ain't
Denono.
exactly in a happy-go-lucky mood.
Mr. Denono gets upset easy.
Mr. Denono likes to be happy on his birthday. So give
They
me
gonna
that
sing the song?
dedicated song.
Yeah, it's coming up. I should have skipped to that part.
For reasons of good health, they better be good.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
It's better be good.
So he wants us to dedicate a song to Mr. Tony Denono, huh?
I can't believe that's his name. Joe, what'd you get us into this time?
Guys, will you relax? If I let you down before, don't worry about it.
How about the gig for the coal miners of America?
What about it?
We almost died singing in a cave.
But you didn't.
Yeah, they did dig us out.
Is that Joey Rigatoni over there?
Joe Piscopo.
Oh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Deltones.
I thought it was Deftones.
Deltones. The Deltones, Matt, not the Deftones.
And
you know the Deltones?
we'd like to dedicate a song right now to the guest of honor, Mr. Tony Denono. Tony Denono. Is that your real name, sir? Of course, you wouldn't make up a name like that, would you? Anyway, we'd like to dedicate this song to you.
Denono, 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 Tony Denono, Denono. I can't believe that's your name. It seems such
Anyway, I'm going to cut this short because YouTube's going to shoot me anyway.
Tony Denono.
Anyway, that's Tony Denono. And
Was
right
that-
now,
That's a real band?
no, it's Joe Piscopo. It's a bit. Anyway,
bit.
so
Okay.
it's time for you to help me out now. Our guest today is Joey Petroni. Petroni.
Petroni.
Petroni.
Petroni.
Petroni. Joey Petroni. I can't
Petroni.
believe that's your
Petroni.
name. Welcome, Joey Petroni.
Oh, it's the Joey Petroni. You didn't tell
Hi,
me.
how are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good.
We're just making a little fun of your name. Great to have you.
I wasn't making fun of your name.
I
He
was.
He was.
No problem.
I'm obsessed with that Joe Piscopo bit. Anyway, good to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Nice to be.
Good times, bad times, and with Joey Petroni. Now, I want to get this clear. You were on WGBB. Are you still on WGBB?
I stopped when the coronavirus happened. We shut down the studio and stuff like that. And I never went back. The doors open for me. You know, I could go back once in a while. You know, maybe once a week or something like that with my schedule. But yeah, that's what stopped it. And then during the coronavirus, as it started getting lifted, I did a couple of shows at Gov's radio podcast, and I spoke with Tony Walker. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm a comedian. This might make a little more sense for me, you know?
Yeah. Well, I got my start at WGBB, but it was in Freeport when I started there 100 years ago.
Yeah. And then it was in Babylon somewhere, like off of 109.
Right. It's the AM side of WBAB, the same company, which I moved to I can't even remember now. 1440 WNYG, which was then BAB AM at the time, and they split up. They left the big house on 109, moved over to originally the library area on 109, and then now they're in that building on Sunrise with that GBB was housing. But I was just curious because I saw you were associated with WGBB. I was like, well, are you still doing that show? Because what's going on with that?
I loved working there. I loved working with the guys who ran the soundboard. They were very good. We had a great what do you call it, charisma together, like back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
What about because with Gov's podcast and stuff, you can be a little bit free. You can actually say what you want to say. You don't have to. I got banned for too many F-bombs, and they didn't have a 7-second delay back in the 70s or 80s. Man. So, did you feel restricted on doing AM radio? That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Not really. I never really ran into a problem. I think I might have said shit once, and I apologized. It went out over the air. But no, I really didn't. I didn't. I don't think I've had a problem with my content. Believe it or not.
Difficult. Now, on your podcast, I noticed one you had DJ Vinny or something from the city, and he was asking you what your favorite music was, and you played some Twisted Sister. We were just talking about Twisted Sister, and I think the song you played was "I Wanna Rock." Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I am actually a DJ on the weekends, and if nobody, a lot of times I'll throw on some Twisted Sister or something like that. If nobody's dancing to your regular dance music, I go the opposite way and I play like rock, like Iron Maiden, Twisted Sister.
Can you dance to Twisted Sister?
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get some headbanging out there. Exactly.
Somebody said there was. Oh, Mike Zinn said they actually have a great career. Check out their documentary because we were talking about. I knew we're not going to take it. I vaguely know I Want to Rock just from your show. Really,
right.
I want to rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you when they were around? Did you know them? Because you don't seem old enough to be a one of the original Twisted Sister fans from when they were before they got their record deal, and then just as they got their record deal.
I think I think I went backwards. I think I got the Stay Hungry album, and then I went backwards and started buying all their original albums before that, like Under the Blade and stuff like that.
They have more than one album. That's interesting.
Yeah, they have a bunch of albums.
I did not know this.
Come on, Matt.
I thought basically I knew them from when I was a teenager in a club band, and then once I saw they hit on MTV, We're Not Going to Take It. I thought that's where it ended, and then I saw Dee Snider testifying with the Al Gore stuff, the record rating
lyrics,
stuff.
Right? The parents trying to censor the records.
Right. So are you a hard rocker still? I mean,
we're going to see Lynyrd Skynyrd June 4th.
Yeah.
We,
nice.
Both my wife and I go to all the rock concerts over at Westbury Music Fair, like Jason Bottom, Led Zeppelin Experience.
Yeah. So Good Times, Bad Times. Is that a reference to the Zepp song or no?
That is. That goes all the way back to I had a friend. I was a DJ with a friend of mine who passed away from cancer, and the only song that him and I did together on stage was Good Times, Bad Times. I would sing it, and he'd play bass, and we'd go up and join bands. And
that was my introduction to Led Zeppelin, that song, when I was, I think, 1970. I was 11 years old or something. But
that was the first song on the first album.
Yeah. First song on the first album, right? Yeah. Now, so that was my introduction to them. And that was just completely different than anything I had heard up until that point. I mean, coming from AM 770, pop music into that was like, wow, that's different.
Yeah.
Tell me about your comedy, man. I've seen a little bit of the stuff on your YouTube channel.
Okay.
What for the people who haven't, describe your comedy stylings?
Well, my comedy stylings are basically, my wife's going upstairs right now. That's my wife. But basically, my comedy stylings are it's just the way I'm wired, and it's just nonstop, and she can vouch for it, that I'm constantly thinking of the joke and everything. And I just from childhood till now, I still do that.
So you're telling jokes or you're telling stories?
Both. I started off telling very quick jokes, 1, 2, 3 punchline, and then I got into stories. Most of the stories are true, and I punch them up a little bit, make them funnier.
Yeah, I hear you.
Stuff is true. Like something I'm going to be writing now is my wife's taking a mindfulness class. Okay, so it's I think it's like $10 a week or something like that, and she's taking a mindfulness class, and she's feeling better about herself. And so and she's coming home, and she's now becoming confrontational with me. So my joke is, it cost me $40 a month to fight with my wife. Somehow I got to work on that, but like it's constant. Like she'll tell you, can't you ever be serious and sit down? We're putting a new bathroom in. I have like 20 jokes about a bathroom. I hurt my leg at work, so I went to the orthopedist yesterday, and we're sitting in the waiting room. And then we go into the doctor's office, and the doctor's talking about my leg and going to get an MRI. And I look at her, and she's there so she can remember what he's saying. So when I come home, I don't have to repeat it. So I want her to come with me. Right. And I go, what do you think? And she's looking at toilet bowls because we're putting the bathroom in. She's got toilet bowls at Home Depot on her. I go, will you get your mind out of the toilet and help me out for a minute? So there's always jokes everywhere. So
yeah,
everything in my house, she could vouch for it. You can hear her voice probably, but everything in my house, when we first moved in, we could afford the house, but we couldn't afford the furniture. But we lived in the neighborhood, so on garbage night, I would find stuff, and it was all mixed match stuff, and it wasn't bad. It was like shelves, like what's that? Baker's rack. A baker's rack. I found a really nice baker's rack, but nothing matches in my house. And stuff I found. I have a van with no seats in it, so I just throw stuff in there all the time, bring it home. So I wrote a whole comedy bit on it.
And you push it down the street with the rollerblades.
Yeah, we found a cabinet. Those big cabinets, like a big wall unit. You put your TV set in it.
Yeah, those are nice.
It was all the way up about a mile up the block, and I was 20 years younger then, probably, right?
Yeah.
And she wanted it, and it was nice. It was really nice. It said free. It was sitting up on Linden Street, like a mile up from my house. It wouldn't fit in my van, and I'm trying to think. She's like, we can't leave it, so she stayed there with it. I came home, got my rollerblades, and I got a dolly. Put it on the dolly sideways, and I rollerbladed down 2nd Avenue and she followed with the flashes on. She followed with the flashes on behind me. And as I'm going down, people mowing their lawn. People looking like, what the hell? And I almost lost control of it a few times where I was going to go into a car, and I'm thinking about insurance. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's back in the day. But and people yelling, "That's how you do it."
Right. So is stand-up comedy your main thing? DJing your main thing? What do you look to go with your entertainment career?
I love doing stand-up comedy, and any comedian will tell you when you're on stage, there's nothing else like it. It's awesome. I think I belong on stage as a comedian because that's where my brain's at. But I am a professional DJ. I do weddings. I do communions. I do, whatever, any type of party. So I work them together. Can you imagine me doing a communion?
Yeah.
So I work them together. I do parties, like 50th birthday parties, where I do comedy at the party.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I work them out together. So I get to do my comedy still.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird mix, DJ and comedy. I mean, I don't see much of that. It's just not something. They're generally separate if anybody's doing those.
Right.
So, do you got kids?
I have 3 kids.
That makes it difficult, doesn't it? I mean, you got to balance home life. Most comedians, I shouldn't say this, many comedians who are serious about making it in comedy are single, no kids, all that stuff. Having a family life complicates your life a little bit, doesn't it?
Right. I can tell you what you just said in a short story. I was on Worst Cooks of America back about 10 years ago.
Really cool.
I was a contestant on Worst Cooks in America. I went to Brooklyn, and I was in a house with all the other contestants. And like you just said, most of them were single with no kids.
Right.
I had 3 small kids at the time. Okay, so they were at daycare, and one was at school up the block here. And while I was away, my wife worked in the city. So my mom is going to daycare to pick up the kids, and she's going to the school to pick up the other kid. And I know my mom. I know how she is. So I'm in Brooklyn, and all I'm thinking about is I hope my kids are home safe right now. I hope everything's. She didn't forget. My wife's in Manhattan. So that's on my mind. Where everybody else is just having a blast. You know, they're all having a good time and not a care in the world. And so the first week I was on Worst Cooks America away from my family, I was fine. But then I started thinking, like, God forbid my kid falls down the stairs or some stupid crap because I'm here in Brooklyn being an idiot.
Yeah.
So I just mine wasn't in the show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now would be the perfect time for me to go on, but back then I just couldn't get my head out. So
That's
anyway.
me. That's me at the gigs.
Yeah.
Kicking myself. Yeah, I have 3 kids, and I'm always kicking myself. Why am I here enjoying myself when, But I usually make sure they get on my case in the band because I just pointed with the spoon. This is a teaspoon.
Okay.
This is my finger. But no, they're like, oh, why are you always late? I'm not late. I'm on time to the minute. But I make sure the kids are bathed, that they're fed, that they're, they got the TV on, they're all set. And then I leave. So I feel a little bit better. If I leave and I don't take care of them, then I'm kicking myself the whole night.
That's not on time. On time is there for sound check. Oh, we're going to have band fight now. Band fight.
Band fight. Band fight. I was in ROTC and they would tell me to be on time is to be early, to be.
You were in ROTC.
Yeah,
I'm learning something new.
Yeah,
I have to lie to my wife. Wherever we're going, I tell her we have to be there at whatever.
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah.
It starts at 5. I said it starts at 4:30. We got to go.
That's the way to go. Mike used to lie to me.
Before either of you were on this morning, I was saying nice things about my wife, which I almost never do on the radio or on podcasts. But I have to say she's never been on time for anything ever in her life. There's nothing I can do to make her on time. It's the most frustrating thing. Yeah. I'll try that. I'll try lying to her and tell her it really starts at 1 o'clock when it starts at 2 o'clock. But even then.
Wait, but here's another thing. If I'm on time, if I'm early, right? I'm still breastfeeding. So that means I brought my pump one time that I was early because it's too much. Then I have to go to the car, then I have to pump. So if I show up to the minute that we start, I'm always thinking, then I don't have to pump.
What is that? It looks like you got a whammy bar. What is that you're waving?
This is my my teaspoon. I'm trying to stir my tea.
It looked like a whammy bar. I was like, what the hell is that?
But I'm Italian, so I had to make a point, and I had a spoon in my hand.
Okay.
So I'll tell you a guilt story that happened this morning. It happened this morning. It's a guilt story. Like my daughter, this is the Memorial Day weekend. My daughter's in 9th grade, my youngest, and she baked a cake last night for Romeo and Juliet. I guess they did that in school, so she put a little Romeo and Juliet on. She made a really nice cake. So she has this big thing she's bringing into the car. And speaking of coffee, look at the size of this cup. How big this cup is?
That's Koa Coffee, right? Koa Coffee. Yeah. Best coffee in the world.
Koa Coffee.
Thank you so much. So so this cup does not fit in the cup holder, right? It's a massive cup. So she brings into the truck. She brings in the cake. She puts it in between us on the console, and then she has her phone. So she puts this on top of where the cup holder is, so it doesn't fit. So it's just sitting on top of the cup holder, and she's looking at her phone. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I'm thinking, no, she's gonna grab it. Within like 30 seconds, it fell all over the seat, all over her. I yelled at her. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why? First of all, why do you have a cup so big? Blah, 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 blah. And she's silent. And then when I dropped her off at school, she's getting out with a cake. And I'm like, that cake's awesome. Like trying to let her walk out in a happy mood. So I texted her when I got home. I said, I cleaned the car. It's no problem. Just have a good day. That guilty parent for you right there.
Oh, yeah. See, at least you redeemed yourself. My mother would, when I came home, I probably have no bed in my room. My walls scratched out because I ruined her car or whatever. Right,
that would be my wife. I didn't even tell my wife because she went to go pick up one of them. So she's
not to be too serious about anything, but I'm gonna appreciate that you have a woman who supports your creative side, because in my first marriage, my wife was extremely supportive, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't want it. I grew up with the idea that I can't let any Yoko Ono take over my creative life, you know. And so when we were in the studio, she was right, but about everything. Now in retrospect, as I look back, but anytime she would offer an independent, like, go home, Yoko. This is not your place. This is my place. This is my thing. And so I never appreciated that. So I'm just saying, you know, it's a blessing to have somebody who allows you to do what your spirit tells you to do with your life.
Yes.
And never take that for granted. That's all.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's true, because I did get married later in life. Got married. I met my wife around 28, 29, 30. But I went through what you just talked about, and I had girlfriends for like 6 months, and then, you know, they tried to turn me around to do other things. And I just, you know, I never could get too serious with a girl because of that reason. They didn't understand. I mean, they pretended in the beginning, you know, oh, this is awesome, it's fun, yeah, when they come out to the shows, and then they just tried to be like they wanted to do other things, and not to be selfish, but you know, like you just said,
right?
You're not going to be happy, you know.
Right, you got to be who you are.
You can't fake being married to a comedian, or you can't fake comedy. My wife did fake hockey. She pretended she loved hockey. Back we got married. Listen to this one.
Did she come to your shows?
She does. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, if you look at the tapes from the beginning, you can hear her laughing at the shows.
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice.
And one of the ones that really meant a lot to me is my mom passed away, but I still have the video. I'm on stage doing the ventriloquist puppet. The audience starts to die down laughing, and my mom still has one or two. Ha 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 ha. You hear my mom's laugh.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's kind of why I was asking, because you know what, with comedy especially, if your material doesn't change after a while, like going to the gigs is an act of support. But at some point, like, I've heard all the jokes, they're not funny to me anymore because I've heard them so many times. You know what I mean? So that's a difficult thing in music. You know, especially if you're always changing it up, which we're not. We play the same songs in the same order.
I know. Come on, guys.
For 27 years, yeah.
Sucks.
22 years.
I'm frustrated. I'm musically frustrated.
You are. You've been here 4 years. I've been doing it 22 years with Mikey, and but there was a point where I was in charge of everything, and we did what I said. Now, when I left the band for a year and a half, I came back, and it's his band now. And so since then, it's like, we start by kissing, then you go to the neck, then you go to the breast, then you say, take off your top, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's step-by-step lovemaking is what it is. And it's very boring. I don't know why people keep wanting to see it.
Well, there was one guy that came up to us and was like, "You've been playing the same songs every 20." He goes, "I don't even know why I still follow you guys." And
really?
Like, yeah, but
I didn't hear that comment, but I would have agreed with him. I would have said, "Say it to the big guy. Say it to him."
Yeah.
I'm going to say something to piss Kiera off a little bit because she's a Bible thumper, but
a Bible hugger.
Yeah, Bible hugger. She goes, let's not go there. But what I wanted to say to you is even Jesus wasn't a hit in his hometown. In order to make a big splash, you got to kind of leave hometown. Are you leaving Long Island at all? Or are you just performing the Gov circuit? Because here on Long Island, not to bash governors, we love governors. We're on governors right now. But there really is only one place to play on Long Island. Even if you're in Bohemia or Belmore or Levittown, it's all governors. Are you doing anything besides that?
I used to do the city. I've done contests. I've actually traveled to Georgia and stuff like that, you know, years ago, to do contests. Not really, no. When I do stand-up, it's usually Governors in Levittown, which is an awesome room. And you know, it's like, for me, it's like a family. So I'm so comfortable at Governors. I've been going there since I was in high school. I'm dreaming about being on that stage since high school. So when I'm in there, it's just like I'm so comfortable there, you know. But I do open mic nights. When I get back into it, I'll be doing open mic nights all over Long Island and stuff like that.
Yeah, comfort is a killer in entertainment. Comfort level is not. I mean, I appreciate and I get it. This is what we're all about. This is why our lead singer, the leader of this band, wants to stay comfortable. He wants to do what he knows has worked in the past.
Right. You get lazy, I guess, right?
I don't know
Yeah.
if lazy, comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable is the perfect word for it. It you fall into that comfort zone, and then you don't want to take risks anymore. And
Yeah.
that I don't think for a comedian necessarily stretching out and going to like the Poconos or Jersey Shore. Lots of great comedy scene there. I don't think that's necessarily a risk. It's different, and you open yourself up to new audiences and things like that because.
Right.
In Governors, they do have some pretty big names coming through there. Have you gotten to meet any of those, like the big comedy stars coming through there?
Yeah, pretty much. Trying to think. I'm gonna go see Jim Brewer tonight at the Paramount, I believe. But through the years, yeah, I met. Recently, Jackie the Joke Man. Met him a few times. And
Jackie's a regular on here, and he just texted me this morning. He's going to be back next Wednesday, I think. He's got a show in Philly. But yeah, he's a cool guy, Jackie. Dave Attell is the guy I want to meet, and if he comes, so do they? But having that show, and you do it Tuesday night at 6:30, right? So, if there any opportunity to be like there and have some of those guys come in and do interviews with.
I haven't branched out in that direction yet. I've been getting, like you just said, comfort. So I've been just getting, but great guests. I've been getting, like my friend father's band came in and stuff like that. So people I know right now.
Yeah.
I think it's not comfort so much as I got to get to know the studio and how everything works there. I think I'm on 12 shows right now. My 12th show was DJ Vinny Dice.
Wow.
Yeah, so I plan on expanding it and reaching out, but right now I just feel like I'm just getting everything together and filling in that hour. And I think so far I'm doing pretty good filling in the hour. When I did WGBB, I was doing a half-hour show.
Wow.
So with Governors, it's an hour show. So like I was even thinking like, what can you talk to for a whole hour? I don't want to have downtime of making up stuff. So I was thinking maybe like my show is 7:30 to 8:30. So I was thinking maybe 7:30 to 8 having a guest, and then at 8 to 8:30 having a second guest and having two different segments.
Wow.
That's kind of like I don't want people to come all the way down to the studio and give up a whole night for a half hour.
Yeah, I get it, man. I several shows this week have had cancellations and had to really talk for 2.5 hours here, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and generally I don't have any plan. Now, when you interview people when you did it on the radio and now you're doing on Gov's podcast, do you do a whole lot of research on your guests, or do you kind of? I don't. My style is to just know who they are, know very little about them, and then try to meet them and be spontaneous as possible when I'm on the air. Do you do a whole lot of research and prepare for your guests when they come on?
I like your approach a lot, and that's another thing that I'm not comfortable with yet. So maybe yes, I do research and I have notes in front of me. A lot of times, I'm able to get through the whole show without even looking at my notes. They're kind of a backup.
Right.
They're there to back me up, so I don't do the end. So what's new? I used to show. I was an intern on a show years ago with Joe Giannino. He had a show, and we had the hour show. And a lot of times he'd be saying like, "Oh, it's gonna be rain tomorrow." Yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow. So I didn't want to start talking about the weather. I wanted.
Yeah.
I talk about the weather every morning.
No, that's fine. But
damn it, Matt.
But no, for me, I don't give a shit about the weather. So I'm talking about the weather. You could tell I don't really give a shit. I'm just filling in time. But like if you can make the weather interesting, that's fine. Like you put on that channel 12 and they're doing like a 10-minute thing on weather. It's like, and the front's coming in from this way, and
Yeah, no, in comedy, it definitely doesn't work. But I realized this late in life. I am sad. I have seasonal affective disorder. If it's not sunny, my mood sucks. And like today, I woke up, I look outside, and I knew this was coming today. It's not sunny, and it's not summertime, and I'm a different person today. If it was sunny, I would be a whole different person today. You know,
Yep.
I am kind of obsessed with weather. That kind of
That's my dad. My dad's 78 years old, and he can't stand the winters.
Yep.
He's bought a bicycle with a battery on it, so he's going out bike riding to the beach and back. And like a day like today, how you doing? Oh, it's terrible outside. I can't. Nothing to do. You know, it's almost
especially this time of year for us. Most of our gigs are outdoors.
Are they really?
Yeah, from May through October, yeah, most of our gigs are outdoors. And so anytime I look at this, it's like a gig killer, number one. And even if we do the gig, then like if tonight's gig does not get called off, I'll be driving whatever it is, 70 miles or whatever down there to do an extra long setup, a lot of work outdoors to be out on. It'll probably be 50 some odd degrees in tonight on the beach with the cold breeze coming in. Far less people than would come out if it was sunny out. It takes away from the gig in so many ways. It's just like completely changes the whole.
Yeah, that's the first thing on my mind was nobody's going to show up. But
Where is Salt Shack or something like that? Where are you?
Venetian Shores in Lindenhurst.
Nice. Yeah.
And that perfect example. 4 years ago today is when we met Kiera on that very same beach, and there was a very small crowd that day. I mean, she was one of like 20 people out in front of the band. I think, and that place generally holds thousands of people.
Yeah.
So
I saw the pictures that you guys posted, and my kids, they came up on the stage. You said that one of my kids hit you in the knee with the maraca.
Yeah.
I think you captured that. You shared it.
Trying to catch my test my reflexes, hitting me in the patella.
In the patella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like one of the first nights I was out because my kids were like 1 and 2 or something, and I had like mommy's juice. I had wine in a Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
And my aunt was like, "Come on, come out." And I'm like, "All right." Got the kids out. I started drinking my wine. Woo! They called me up to sing.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So this girl Lisa Polizzi was guest spotting with us that day, and she was singing. She had a wireless mic, and she was singing "What's Up" and going around, and one after another, nobody could sing. Everybody was off key, and she was handing the mic to people. And then she handed it to her, and she was like, just as the best part of the song was coming up, where she does that screaming, "What's going on?" And Mikey looked at me like, "Wow!" And so that's how she got to be in the band. That's her origin.
I was very drunk. But I did.
And you had blonde hair. You had blonde hair at the time.
That was the only time I've always been this color. And then I was breaking away from my now ex-husband, a very controlling Turkish man. And I went blonde. Well, you're not Turkish. And I went and I got my hair blonde. I dyed my hair, and I was trying to like establish my independence. And actually, what is funny is we were talking about spouses supporting gigs. He was like, I called Mike the next day, and he goes, it's going to be like a one-time thing. You're going to go sing for them like one time, right? I'm like, yeah. And then it was regular, and we would have back-to-back gigs, and I would have to not come to some because,
Not allowed.
Yeah. So now my Matt, he's just super supportive. Go out and have fun, and don't worry, the kids will be,
Keeps you happy. You want a happy wife, right?
Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
husband number one.
Happy knife, happy life.
Husband number one did not want me to do anything aside from staying home, cooking, and that's it.
So Joey, the hair. Let's talk about the hair, man.
It's getting crazy, right? That's why I'm wearing a hat. My hair is a mess.
That's very
I dig
cool.
the hair.
Yeah, watch this. Watch this real quick. This is how I go to work once in a while.
Wow.
Oh, you can't even tell.
So you have, so nobody can even tell you got hair under there, but it does look like you got a very long head.
I'll explain the hair. You said you're a Bible hugger or whatever it is?
Yes.
I went to Catholic school 1st to 8th grade, and couldn't have our hair past our collar.
Ah, okay.
9th grade, I went to Holy Trinity. So 10th grade till now, I just haven't gotten my hair. My hair's been past my collar since I left Catholic school.
Wow.
Aha, rebel.
Yeah.
No, I'm not Catholic.
Like,
Now, are you
Matt is
concerned as you get older when it becomes gray? Will you still keep the long hair?
it's getting gray right now. See, right,
It is.
yeah, right here.
You could dye it. You could dye it.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if dye is really helpful.
Oh yeah, this mustache is pure white. I mean, it's Santa Claus white. But
Yeah.
I'm just curious, because you see guys with long hair, and then they start to look like a wizard or something.
Like Paul Stanley. And,
Yeah.
Sorry.
black.
Well, you don't see a lot of guys wearing long hair that much anymore. And
I like it. I think it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I would if I could.
As long as it doesn't start falling out, I just left it alone. You know.
Yeah.
She told me I should go see her hairstylist, whatever it is, to get it colored.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
you
a
could
touch
do
of gray.
just for men.
Touch of gray isn't bad. I mean, I tell Matt, if girls can wear weaves and fool you and take it off and they have no hair, why
Right.
can't a guy wear a toupee or something like that? There's no shame in it, you know.
Well, when I was 26, 27, I had only been bald a short time. I went to hair club for men, and I had the piece on.
I had
the first night I had the piece on, I was with the girl, and we were making out, and she kept every time she would run her fingers through my hair, I felt her fingers hit the seam where it is. And she didn't catch on, but I would giggle, and she'd be like, "What's so funny?" And I didn't want to tell her, like, you're hitting my fake hair.
Yeah, I had a friend who did that, and I forget how much he spent, but he had to go like every couple of months to have it like
tape to your head. What it is they take a crotch of a pantyhose, they fit it to your head,
right,
and then they sew the hair onto that.
That's a weave.
And then and then they crazy glue that to your head. And the crazy glue exfoliates after like 6 weeks or something, so you have to get back. They rip it off. And then they clean it up, recolor the hair, put some new hair back on it, and then crazy glue it on your head every 6 weeks.
But you said that's from your ass, so you were kidding.
No, the plugs are from your ass. When you see those guys that you have the plugs in, that's ass hair. Ass hair and leg hair. And they put plugs in your head.
That's not true. That can't be true.
No, that is
can't be
true.
true.
They don't do that so much anymore. But in the 80s and early 90s, that was still a thing. And it looked ridiculous. It looked like
ass hair on your head.
Like, no, you know how radishes look when you have them in a garden and they're spread out?
Yeah.
That's how it would look. Like they have bulbs, like little plugs all over, but bald spots in between, and they're hoping it's going to spread out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, my father still has all his hair. Must be well, you're half Italian, Matt. My father still has all his hair. All my family has all their hair, but Matt's family, he's Irish and German. They don't have their hair. So it's, you know.
There's a lot of bald Italian guys. My father was all Italian. He was bald.
Joey's
Italian. Joey Petroni.
Yeah, but he's got his hair.
Petroni, right.
Yeah.
I'll let it stay this length until it starts falling out, and then I'll cut it off, and maybe one day I'll shave my head. What's funny is I have a friend who's a DJ, and he shaves his head, right? Yeah. So sometimes he can't do a gig, and I show up, and we look the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I hired him, and I show up like, what the hell's this?
Whatever.
Hey, pal, can you buy with the hell?
I would dig being able just to put on some Metallica and just do that thing that the thing with the hair.
You could.
The bass player used to do it all the time when he's playing, and the hair would be like doing a 360. It would be very cool. I just want to be able to do that once in my life. I won't. Maybe next life.
I'll do it for you.
But so how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking, with that hair?
Believe it or not, guess how old I am.
I told her probably mid-30s. No?
I don't want to say it.
Go ahead.
40?
51. 48, 51.
Nope.
Shit.
Well, you going to tell us or no?
Well, I was going to see if you could guess. One more time. Go.
I got to keep going up. 45?
No, higher.
Really? 50?
Higher.
Oh, my God.
55. 55.
54.
Wow. 54 was my number.
That's close.
I talked about this last night on Carl's podcast with Brett. My father was one of 17 children, the youngest of 17 children, and every male in his family, 14 brothers and
Wow.
3 sisters.
Wow.
Every male in his family died at 54. His father died at 54.
Wow.
All my uncles and everybody died at 54. So I was convinced, and my brother was convinced, that we were going to die at 54. It's just what happens with the males in our family. And
Wow.
so I lived my life like
There's no tomorrow.
like with no abandon. Like, yeah, I'm going to be dead anyway. And then now, once I got to my 55th birthday, I was like, now what do I do? I screwed up everything. I screwed up my health. I screwed up my finances. I threw my life away thinking I'd be dead at this point. Now what do I do?
You have awesome stories to tell now.
The number in my family is 62. My grandfather died at 62. My dad had a massive heart attack at 62. He was revived. No, he's alive. They gave him 5 stents, but 62 is the number. So
Wow.
I gotta go get my heart checked.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
62 in my family.
Wow. 17 kids, all from the same mother and father?
No, 3 different fathers, and they all died at young. So 54.
But
so
same mother. She had 17
same mother,
kids.
wow, of course, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but I was thinking about that last night. This woman was a man killer. 3 husbands, and they all died young. Cause it came about because my cousin's daughter found me on Facebook, and she's researching a family tree. She wanted to know what I knew about them, and I started thinking about it. I said, "Well, Mary, your grandmother, married 3 times. All those guys died young." And I started thinking, well, that's kind of weird. Like, if that happened today, there would be some suspicion around that.
Like how young?
Right.
Like what? 54 or younger.
Oh.
Or younger.
Wow.
So there would be some suspicion of this woman's a black widow. Everybody, and because she married the first time to come to America, then the second time she married, and then she became a landlord due to her husband's property. He died, and she got married again, and that guy died. That guy was a merchant, and so she benefited every time.
Good for her.
But
good for her.
Good for her that all 3 husbands died.
No, that she benefited. No.
You know the story. I go to see my uncle who's 80 in the nursing home, and he's like the only man in there. It's all women. I mean, no men really make it. You know, I mean, there's like 1 or 2 men in the whole freaking nursing home. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Women outlive men.
Yeah. So 54, you are from a older era in comedy than I thought. So I'm guessing. Just trying to think who your influences might have been back in the day. Carlin fan or not?
Yeah, oh, definitely George Carlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest one is probably I think he was awesome. I still do, but he became more serious as he got older. Was Steve Martin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My uncle had the Steve Martin double live album. 20 years on the front cover, and that I used to listen to it over and over and over, and the silliness of Steve Martin, King Tut on Saturday Night Live, and
yeah, he was. It was one of my favorites too when he was doing that stuff, and then he got into and I quoted The Jerk the other day.
Yeah,
and nobody knew what I was talking about. I was singing the Thermos song.
Yeah.
I got a thermos for you, and nobody knew what I was talking about. But he was one of the biggest stars in the world, and then kind of just, I don't know if he consciously stepped back from it or just his time passed. Because The Jerk, was a silly movie, but it was one of the greatest comedies as far as money making comedy movies ever. So,
right.
What do you think happened to his career? Do you think he purposely stepped back? Is that him in the background yelling at me?
So Steve Martin and The Jerk, I know that movie word for word from beginning to end. You could give me a line, I'll give you this next line after it.
Wow.
Movie so many times.
It's the cans. He's shooting the cans.
He hates those cans. There's cans in there too. So when Steve Martin did The Jerk, and then he did movies afterwards, which were, for me, I thought they were hysterical, but they were like, I guess, too slapstick, like The Man with Two Brains.
The Man with Two Brains was a great movie too.
Guy.
Ethel Merman. It's the German, as the Mermans, the Germans. Yeah. And Rob Reiner, Carl Reiner was in that movie too.
Which one? The lonely guy.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
the lonely guy?
No, I don't remember the lonely guy.
I watched the lonely guy. It's very depressing. I mean, it's purposely very depressing. But
What
fun.
is it? The Lonely Guy?
Lonely guy. It's about two
Oh.
men who have no lives. And what'd you do today? Oh, I just got the newspaper. And the whole movie is just very depressing. But obviously, it's a comedy, and you'll find the comedy in it. But the lonely
The Lonely
Yeah.
Man.
That's weird that you he was one of your big influences, because that does not show, at least in the comedy, in the what I've seen on your YouTube channel, in how you do it. So your influence doesn't, his influence on you doesn't really show in your act. If you could, and I know it's difficult, but if you could step outside yourself and say, who from your comedy influences would you say you're most like?
who am I most like?
Yeah, in your stand up.
That's a good question. I don't, honestly, I don't know if I'm really like too many people. The biggest thing about Joey Petroni is in the very, very beginning when I was writing, I took a couple of comedy classes. They said, you're a lovable dope. In other words, I always try to do the right thing, but the right thing is obviously the wrong thing.
Right.
So I don't get it. I just don't get it. So yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, I really
He's
don't.
Joey Petroni. He's not like anybody else. Come
Joey
on, he's one of a
Petroni. I don't know. Why is that Tony DeNono remind me of Joey Petroni? I don't know.
I don't think I ever really heard of that song before today. So thank you for that introduction.
You're welcome.
I guess
you know who Joe Piscopo was, though.
Oh yeah.
She didn't seem to know who Joe Piscopo was.
Oh really?
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Like Jersey, he's a Jersey on Saturday Night Live, right? The whole Jersey thing.
Yeah, and he was classic on Saturday Night Live with Eddie Murphy. He partnered with Eddie Murphy in a couple of things. Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory. You are I am black, you are white, you are blind as a bat jack, I have sight. No?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
It's not ringing a bell with her. She's like
looking at in the day that Saturday Night Live, like when in the 70s with Bill Murray and everybody, that was actually really funny. You don't realize how funny they were until you look years later how hard it is to come back and repeat anything like it.
Yeah, what happened with Piscopo is he became a musclehead. Steroid.
Yeah, I see
head
the pictures
early in
of
the
him now.
Yeah, he was a skinny guy who was pretty funny when he was on Saturday Night Live. Then he became a musclehead and started bulking up, and he met this 17-year-old girl, left his wife for a 17-year-old girl.
Oh wow!
Made her the queen of his life, and then she dumped him, whatever, and he went on a downward spiral. Now he hosts a radio show, and it's totally political. Yeah, that was him for a certain point. I don't think he looks like that anymore.
Yeah.
But now he's he hosts a conservative radio program, a morning show on AM radio, and that's what he's become. He's not in stand up anymore. Very talented
when celebrities
guy,
become political. It's really funny. I like that. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Do you do any political humor at all, Joey? You stay away from that?
I don't. And I learned way before the stuff that's going on today. I learned a long time ago is when you talk about politics right away, you're cutting your audience in half.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you talk about something you're not, you're losing half the room. Like if you're not fat, don't talk about fat people. If you're not, whatever it is, don't talk about it. And obviously the key things, which they can be funny. Certain comedians can do it. I could never pull it off talking about cancer or anything like that.
And it's really hard though, because it seems like everything can be made political by somebody with an agenda to make it political.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk about schools. You can't talk about even business sometimes without it becoming political. Everything has the potential to be dragged into political. and it's a really tough tight wire to walk sometimes.
Haters
because-
gonna hate.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look for things. They look for things when you're on stage. They look for
Yep.
things. And you
Yep.
put a video out. They look for things.
Yeah.
Right. I brought that up the other day because the flavor of the week to hate this week was Ricky Gervais.
Right.
And there, whatever he said, man, they don't even tell you what he said, and you have to go watch it to find out. But I think the people who were making a fuss about it actually went there
Right.
to watch his special because they know I don't like him. I'm going to watch his special to see what he can say that I can get
Right.
make a fuss about on social media tomorrow to pump myself up.
All that time and energy spent hating somebody, you could reverse it and love somebody, garden, improve your own life. That
My mom said all the time and energy you waste on that stuff.
Yeah.
Put it on the pause. Read a book. You know?
Yeah. Read a book. Brush your teeth.
Right. Do something positive for yourself. There's
Yeah.
people at work, man. They wake up in the morning and the first thing they say is, "Oh, it's raining outside." Everything's negative. Oh, we ran out of coffee. Oh, yeah. It's just negative. You're saying, good morning. What's so good about it? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I started off this morning. With the
Yeah.
right now, it's I'm a little bit early here, but Tony Walker's show comes up on Govs at 11 a.m. today. For some reason, I have to stop 15 minutes, get off of Govs 15 minutes early so they can start that show. Shouldn't take 15 minutes. You just flip the switch. But we're going to say goodbye to Govs right now. Don't go anywhere. I'm just cutting off Govs. Goodbye
Bye,
to
Governors.
Governor's podcast. We'll tune in Tuesday night at 6:30 for Good Times, Bad Times.
7:30.
7:30?
7:30 Tuesday nights. Yeah, we moved it up a little bit because there's a show right after me. So
They still have you listed at 6:30. They got to change that on the website.
Okay, yeah, 7:30 to 8:30.
Tuesday night. Good Times, Bad